Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, we're tackling some of those hard-to-ask sex and dating topics. Are you interested in exploring casual sex but don't know how to get started? Ready to ditch your current anticlimactic birth control method? Is there such a thing as too much masturbation? Plus tips for seriously hot pregnancy sex. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's gotta have her standards. Oh my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. Go there now. Do it now. You can easily subscribe to everything, all of our social media, which I do believe that you will enjoy. Our newsletter, subscribe to the podcast, which makes everyone's life so much easier. And go shopping. We've got a store. Take a gander. All the great products that I talk about are there on the website. And it's a good time. And I'm here with Anderson. Happy Steak and Blowjob Day. How's it going for you so far?
It's going fantastic. It's my favorite day of the year.
Any steaks? Any blowjobs?
You know, it'd be awful if you get those mixed up, or like she's eating the steak while trying to give the blowjob. That's a bad sign. First of all, she's not that bright, so you should probably leave her. Second of all, right? It's
steak and blowjob,
especially if it's raw or like rare. But no, I've never had the opportunity to actually enjoy that. I don't think that my wife.
Do you want me to give her a call?
Is it bad to say current wife? That's probably not a good outlook.
Well, your
right?
wife,
Yeah,
the only wife. The wife.
The only wife.
How about the wife?
The wife, yeah. The wife, I don't think she has any idea where it is on the calendar. If she did know, she would probably hate that day.
A lot of women might hate this day, but I think it's a day to embrace it. Come on. It's an easy one. It's like a slam dunk. Meat and blowjobs. Like, I'm not saying that like every guy loves it, but pretty much guys do.
Like,
probably a dude.
Probably
Same guys
a frat
who wrote
boy.
the Constitution.
Probably a fratty.
Right.
Male response to
Valentine's. Like, I had to put up Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
so why don't we do this? And we all know how you feel about Valentine's Day as well.
I appreciate
But
it. I'm glad that it's out there floating around. I
I
don't
was
know how
like a
official it is.
froyo and cunnilingus day.
I don't think Hallmark has gotten involved yet.
No, not yet.
No.
They wouldn't probably because like Disney, Hallmark, all that stuff. But hey, blowjobs are, for lovers. Who doesn't like blowjob? Who doesn't like oral sex? Right?
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Some people don't. But I'm shocked by those people.
Yeah.
Especially women. But I know a lot of women I feel like for a lot of women,
It's too sensitive, they say.
It's too sensitive.
Yeah.
I know it's a Drew always said on Loveline. Like, maybe she's sensitive.
Or they're too sensitive about their scent down there.
Yeah, they're scent, or they think they look funny because this girl in porn had a different vagina,
Right.
and all vaginas are different, and they're like snowflakes. Okay, speaking of your current wife,
Yes.
I'm curious, where did you guys go on your first vacation? Do you remember?
No.
No?
I'm sorry, that's a terrible answer. But
No,
no,
it's- 'cause
I
it's
took her on
gonna
a day
lead-
trip that was like 5 hours away from where we lived, but we didn't spend the night. No.
Okay.
I can't remember. That's
ever take
a
her?
great question, and I'm kind
Thank
of
you.
ashamed
No,
that
it's
I
okay.
don't
Don't worry,
remember.
'cause it leads into this-
We've been on so many. We've been out of town so many times to like. Well, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I was somewhat homeless when we first started dating. Like I was just kind of like living on friends' couches.
Yeah.
So the first time that we ever like,
And she's still with you.
yeah, like I would get like really like Motel 6s and stuff, and we'd stay there. She
Right.
was cool
Okay.
with it though.
Well, it worked.
But that was kind of like a vacation, I guess. So I guess Newbury Park. That's probably the
Hey,
first-
dude, it worked.
Officially?
I'm just asking because a lot of couples, we always say it's a good time to get
Yeah.
to know someone, go
Yeah.
out of town, and
Road trips are great to
I
get to
love
know.
road trips.
Make sure it's not too far though if you don't know the other person that well, because you'll realize that if you guys should be together on the way there or not, and then you got to come back, and if it's not working out, the drive back is brutal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember going through this before.
Yeah.
So couples, I'm going right into sex and the news here because I like this story. Couples who choose Mexico for first vacation are more
Come back
likely to
headless.
break up.
Oh.
Couples who go to Mexico for their first holiday together are more likely to break up, a survey says. So it was the number one destination for couples who subsequently went from just 2 to 1. So the survey said that it polled 2,100 adults, and of those who had broken up soon after their first holiday, 21% they've been to Mexico. Ibiza was the second worst breakup.
Ibiza?
Yeah, 17%, followed by Portugal, 12%.
What?
Yeah, Ibiza is just a big party. I think that'd be number one, but maybe
Right.
not as many people go to Ibiza. And then I started thinking about Mexico, and I've literally been to Mexico probably with 7 guys in my life, and none of them worked out. But that's not why. I don't think that Mexico is
anywhere
doomed.
you've been with a guy, you can say it didn't work out, right? Anywhere,
exactly. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It said that they left the relationship because Mexico just says, "Let's go have blackout sex and lots of Mexican."
Especially
food
like our
policy.
Mexico. Speaking from Southern California, like that's a lot of like. College relationships, right? And they're going down there for the weekend, going down to TJ. You know, they're not going to.
It's not easy for everyone,
stick.
right? Because this study says that people who went to Spain and Italy and Cyprus as their first time getaway, it's a long relationship,
right?
It sparked a long relationship.
Well, that's because they're both from money and they're probably almost like arranged marriages
by
their
like,
parents.
Let's do sophisticated something, and we're probably in Europe anyway. And we don't go to Mexico, but I just thought it was interesting, and it is important for couples to take time away. And here's the thing: even going to Motel 6, which I used to do that as well.
Just great change of scenery.
Just good to change it up. I always say, like, one of my number one tips, you're like, how do I spice it up? I'm like, get outside your bedroom.
Yep.
Do something different. But don't go to Mexico, apparently. Although, let's not forget that I had my best sex of the year
Yes.
in Mexico.
I was going to bring that up if you didn't.
Were you?
Yeah. I went to get a massage and she got the full body.
I did.
Yeah.
Not that moment. It wasn't like in the
You're like,
room.
it's good, that the strength is right. Just more inside, please. Could you do it more inside?
That was a highlight of my sexual escapades in 2016, although there weren't many. But I have to say that's okay because I'm happy that the year went out with a bang with that one. I love that. So anything else? How are you? Are you good?
I'm good. I'm well. How you been? What's been going down over here?
Really good. Well,
I lied last time I was on. I said I'm not going to come back until after the movies. I was able to squeeze one more in. You know how much I love coming here and seeing you.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, now this is probably the last time I'm going to see you for a few weeks because I'm going to be shooting the movie,
Which saddens me.
Yeah,
but I'm glad you're doing the movie.
Yeah, you know what? I owe a great gratitude to you as well for helping make this movie become a reality. We had a really great time at our brunch with Mervin.
Yeah,
Mervin.
amazing.
Sorry, Mervin. I did that all the entire time.
Mervin. Yeah, no, I love being my listeners. It's fun. We should maybe do auctions a lot.
We
for
should
people
do
too.
that. Just yeah.
And
Maybe
then I have my date with the guy who
the
paid
UV
for
guy.
The UV guy. Yeah.
I got a question about the UV
Go.
stuff. Does it kill AIDS?
Does it kill AIDS?
Like, let's say you had like AIDS on like one of your sex
You're not
toys.
gonna have AIDS. What do you mean? Like
I don't know. You never know.
Right,
put it
HIV.
in the UV thing. Does it kill?
It kills 99.9% of harmful
is that
bacteria.
99.9? Is that
There's
1/10?
Oh,
it's a
bugger
kryptonite.
got in there. Yeah. No, and also you know what other important thing the UV does is that it
Suntan.
also sanitizes your phone.
Oh yes.
You sanitize everything. Like, how friggin' dirty is your phone?
Yeah.
Do you clean your phone every day?
They say that the phone is filthier than toilets.
I believe it.
I
put
clean
mine
my
on
phone
the
every day. I'm lucky if I clean it once every 6
You
months.
clean
I'm horrible.
yourself every day, but
Yeah,
it's
I
important.
hop in the shower.
I'm doing it. I take like wipes to my
Hey.
bed and I clean it. What?
The new phones, right? The iPhone 7s, aren't they waterproof?
Yeah, I could drop mine in the
Once
toilet
I
all
get
the time.
one, what?
Well, I always drop mine in the toilet, at least one phone,
the
one per
toilet?
phone, or somewhere.
It's filthy.
It's water. Something spills on it. Not on purpose.
What I'm saying though,
I'm not like, this will be fun.
I don't have one yet, but when I get, we're all going to have, most of our lives, we're probably going to have waterproof phones, right? Because technology is
Why
always advanced.
haven't we?
I'm going to get in the habit of just taking it in the shower with me every day. It's like a part of my person.
I don't think it can get that wet.
Yeah, well, the new ones will.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, wash my hair, and then you wash your armpits, and, down regions, and then the phone. That'd be like the fifth thing.
Yeah. I think you could just use those wipey things. That's what I do now. Because this woman told me that every night she gets in bed, she washes her face, and then she takes these little wipes and she wipes her phone.
Does she have a husband or a man in her life?
She's
Probably
got so
not.
much time on her hands.
Yeah.
It just is kind of gross. But yeah, the UV can do that, which is really
This
fun.
phone that I'm looking at right now that's sitting next to you.
So dirty.
That's been in the
Do you see
toilet?
it? No, I'm not. Don't talk about it because now it's
Well,
going to
you
fall in the
brought it
toilet.
up.
No, but now I feel like it's going to drop in the toilet because we're talking about dropping toilet. Just like I got a new laptop because
That's been in the toilet too?
no, I was saying I don't need a new laptop, and then we were talking in the office that we need new
Right,
laptops,
Murphy's, yeah.
and then I dropped it.
Right.
But it didn't break. It's right there. But I got a new one. Isn't this pretty? New
It is.
laptop?
It's very pretty.
But just like phones, everything, the charger's changing and the thing and the thing.
No,
It's
man.
annoying.
Like all that shit that you had that you paid extra for, it's useless.
But I'm not complaining because life is
Engineered
really good.
obsolescence is what they call that, Em.
What?
Engineered obsolescence.
Making it obsolete so you spend more money?
Yeah. They do it on
that's-
purpose.
That's all. Absolutely.
Motherfuckers.
Why would they? Yeah. That's why you have to upgrade your phone to get all your new information.
Yeah.
It's dark, but it's great.
When they do it with sex toys, though, it makes sense because they're advancing. They're always making newer ones that are better that can reach
That's true.
people,
Sex toys
mainly
are
women.
just, oh my God, there's amazing toys out there right now. We get amazing products here, I have to
Only
say.
they could cook.
What'd you
right?
say?
Like you
if
say.
only they could cook
Yeah.
or go to the farmer's market with you, life would be good. But no, and
they
also living
can.
in my new home, like I've talked about, it really has changed my life in so many ways. Just to be in a space,
Being
like
in your
I've been here
house?
for 4 years and I've never had a house. I've always been kind of in between.
Right.
I've like, oh, I'm going to move out of this place in a year or 6 months, and I was there for 3.5. And
You want to nest here. You want to
I'm
stay.
nesting a little bit. Yeah, I
Set
got
down roots.
yeah, I got plates.
Yeah.
I'm going to cook. get Blue Apron. The whole thing is happening. My sex toys are organized by color.
It's a great little neighborhood. So I lived in that neighborhood for a couple of years. I really like it.
I love my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I like the people, the whole thing. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I am going to give a shout out to our sponsors right now. Then we're going to do some emails. And thank you everyone also for following me on all my social media because I love doing it.
Right.
Snapchat, we're doing that right now. Snapchat, Instagram, @SexWithEmily, Facebook, all that fun stuff. And thank you for supporting our sponsors. We only talk about products and toys and things like that we've tried and that we love. So thank you for supporting them.
And
supporting
you kind of pick and choose your sponsors.
Oh,
you
yeah.
say no to sponsors.
All
you
the
would
time.
never
We
be
just
on
got
here.
stuff delivered just now. Jamie just came in and said we got packages, and I know these one we're not going to like, and I'm not going to talk about it.
I can tell the listener right now, it's pretty much podcasts across the board as far as the people that I know and the shows that I do. We get to kind of pick. If you're listening to, there's a notorious AM station I heard that's huge, and I hear these hosts talking about products. None of them use them. None
Right,
of them
you can
like
tell.
them. They don't have a choice though, because it's the mucky wuck at
That's
the top.
true.
Say here are the spots that you're reading. In the podcast world, we get to say no, and sometimes it does hurt your wallet a little bit, but we don't feel comfortable because the show is you. It's not the station. There's no station above you,
And
so you know that this is truth.
Yeah,
coming
I'm not
from
like
them.
desperate to support something that I don't know. And that's also the thing I love about podcast listeners, and you know this as well, is that you guys are so like loyal
and
engaged. And you listen to the shows and you're engaged, and you have supported a lot of my sponsors, and you've bought their products, which is why I can do the show. And I'm going to say this right now that I'd like to add a third show this year.
A third show? A week?
2 a week.
Really?
And I want to add another one, and that's because you guys are supporting the show.
3
I
a
appreciate
week.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that, dude?
Look at that.
I love doing the shows. I'm like, why aren't we doing more shows and more videos? That's what I love doing. Can't we just do more?
3
What's
a
the
week.
problem?
Menage a trois.
How about that? Okay, everyone. So thank you for that. And we'll be right back with your emails. Okay, if you have a question you want me to answer in the show, I will do that. Just check out my website, Sex with Emily. Go to the Ask Emily tab and fill out the form. Hit send. Then it's there. And you can also choose to be called because we like to call you and get into your questions and help you. And you can also leave me a voicemail, 818-ASK-SWE1 or 818-275-7931. As always, include your age, where you live, and how you listen to the show.
818. That's the area code for the Valley, which is the, I'm giving the listener a good way to memorize it. 818 is the area code for the Valley, which is where all the porn used to be shot back when the porn industry was huge. So 818. And then it's SWE. I don't even know that. Sex with Emily?
Yeah, sorry. Ask SWE.
Ask SWE1. So it's
but
simple.
People know,
it's real
but somebody
easy.
on Snapchat, so I did a snap and I was like, hey, everyone, like, send me a question, a voicemail. And some kid messaged me and said, hey, what does that mean? Like, he might not have even known 8, that the phone numbers can be numbers. Is that like an older
No,
thing?
I think for a while, some of the newer cell phones, for
They
a
didn't
little
have the
bit, they didn't have the
numbers.
number. I remember we had that problem at Loveline, but no longer. Now pretty much every phone, I know my iPhone does, and they have the numbers there.
Like if you look at the keyboard.
But SWE is Sex with Emily, too, if you're not making that connection. So it's Ask SWE1.
Right. So like really, if you look at it, it's like 7931.
You said it. Yeah.
I said it, but now I'm looking at my phone to make sure I had numbers, and I did. Those were dark times when you couldn't match up the numbers.
Yeah, it
with
was
the
a
numbers,
really,
with the
really
letters.
brief time. I can't remember exactly what was going on, but I think it was maybe the Trios and the Blackberries. People were having issues with that.
Dark time. Okay, hey Emily, I just started listening to your podcast this year, and I love it. I'm having troubles with my own sex life. So I lost my virginity summer going into college, and I was very drunk. So I only remember small portions of the night. I recently just had a one-night stand, and I've been trying to slyly get back with the guy at the same time, but I think he's fucking another girl now.
Jesus.
We never talked about our night, and I would say I'm inexperienced about anything in the bedroom. My main issue is this. I want more sex, but I'm not comfortable going around with different guys. So I guess my question is, what do I do from here? Thank you, Megan, age 19. I don't know why Siri is talking to me.
Emily's Siri just turned on, and it's dictating what she's saying, and it distracted both of us. And it's doing a really good job. I'm actually really impressed with that.
I know. Inexperienced, because I don't know what it means. If you she says, if you like, I can search inexperienced about anything that I want more than sex.
Everything you just said, though, to Megan as you were reading her email.
Siri's
her email.
looking right now, too. Should we see what Siri finds?
What if
Let's
Siri,
search the web.
What if Siri contacts Megan with an answer of her own? Oh, sentient beings.
I want to see what Siri did here. Okay, but let's talk to Megan. Okay, sorry. Megan, my sweet, you're 19. This is the reality check of the day, okay? Here's your reality check. I don't love the idea of you just finding guys out there to have sex with to get more experience. That is not the solution. It doesn't work this way. A bunch of one-night stands is not going to help you on your mission to feel confident and to enjoy sex.
Counterintuitive.
The more you have sex, right?
It does seem like it would.
It does,
but
right?
it doesn't. It actually kind of, I think, makes you even more confused. The Dr. Drew in me is saying 19 years old, already having blackout sex.
Yeah,
Megan.
Right.
The crystal ball is not looking fondly.
No, that's a good point.
Careful.
Let's ease
Slow
back
it down.
on the drinking, make some friends, like go out on dates with
Restricted to
guys.
like Miller Lite for a while.
Yeah,
You know?
something. God, that's what we drank in college.
Yeah.
Is that what everyone drank in college? And Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Pabst is
Michigan.
big with the hipsters
With
now.
the Midwest.
Yeah.
I know, but we were Midwest. Okay, here's the thing. The more that you've sex
troubling.
with someone that you know, Megan, the more comfortable you will feel. So going after this one-night stand guy who's having sex with someone else, good, let him go. He's a one-night stand for a reason. But just like, here's the thing about sex, is that the more sex, sexual confidence comes from like sexual competence. And how you're going to get sexual competence is when you, first of all, understand your own body and what makes you feel good. And also like the more like listening to the show will help you have confidence because you'll start to understand and educate yourself around sex. And then also experience will help you have confidence. But really just experience, it's like the right kind of experience, not having blackout sex, not just having this urgent, I have to have as much under my belt.
Right.
That's not how you get good at it.
The under the belt. I think I have a good analogy. Let's say you
Go
want to
for
be
your analogy.
You want to be a storyteller. You want to be a writer, and you're going to go about doing that and getting experience by reading the first page of a bunch of different books. You're not going to be a good writer.
That's a good one.
Because you're not following through and you're not figuring out how the whole thing works, especially if you're drinking when you're reading these first pages of all these different novels. So you got to find a novel, stick with it for a while. That novel might be yourself too, right? It might just be getting to know yourself, like you say, show in, show out. That especially the ladies, they got to figure out how their bodies work.
You do. Masturbation is sex with someone you love, and the more that you understand your body and you spend time masturbating without a goal in mind, if you haven't had an orgasm yet, that's totally fine. But it's just like touching yourself and fantasizing. You will learn that like, oh, this feels really good. And then when you have sex with someone, you'll know how to. That actually will help with your sexual confidence and competence as well.
And you got to be sober enough to remember what works and what doesn't.
Right. Do you ever I guess you probably do blackout masturbation sex?
What? What is that?
I don't know. When you have sex, masturbate and you don't remember. Like, do you wake up and go, whoa, it's all sticky?
What? No.
You never just masturbate when you're drunk?
Never happened.
How do you know?
I've had like blackout, like one night stands where I remember that I think we had sex. That's about how bad it's gotten, but I've never woken up with my pants down.
No, I would just think that would happen. I would think that would happen.
Jesus, that'd be
if you thought you were going to get laid that night.
I would
you
quit
didn't.
drinking. Especially if it happened like at a friend's house
Why,
or something,
though?
or my parents'
You'd
house.
think
I'm in the
would
living
make
room
sense.
and I wake up and they're like getting ready for breakfast. Oh my God, that's awful. I can't believe I've never seen a scenario like that in a movie or something.
Blackout
I'm sure it
masturbation.
has happened.
Yeah.
No, you know why it doesn't?
I have.
You know why
I
it
got
doesn't?
blackout, but I've had like, oh, I got masturbated. Like my toys there in the bed.
And you forgot?
I didn't forget, but I
Oh,
wake
that
up
sounds
like,
maybe
oh,
you did.
I didn't forget.
Because this happened
Not
with
often, but
with, the females more so than the men. Because if you're that drunk, it's hard to even get it going.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah,
it's hard to get
Thank
going.
God.
It's hard to get your
Wonder
mind
if
on board.
God did that on purpose so that we wouldn't be just found passed out with semen all over our chest and our pants down everywhere.
I don't think God had anything to do with it, but
because that would be a thing that would not be unique. I think it would happen a lot more. Like any guy that had a roommate in college would probably have woken up in the morning with his roommate on the couch, pants down, finished but passed out. Yeah,
I would just think that guys, because they just want to release themselves, and if you're drunk, you just lose that sense of.
You get to the point where you're so drunk, you're not even thinking. You're just thinking like, I need a hot dog.
No, I get it.
and
Right,
sleep.
the food is never a problem.
Yeah,
you can always eat. Okay. Hey, Emily, I've been listening for a little over a year to you now, and I love your show. I just want you to know that you've helped me with your tips so much. I try to use them every chance I get. I'm engaged and I'm absolutely in love with my fiance. She's the only woman who I've been with, and the sex is amazing. We're so in sync with each other that we come at the same time.
Ooh.
However, I have to pull out. I've always wanted to know what it's like to come inside of her, but I don't want to run the risk of getting her pregnant as we are not in the stage of our life to have kids yet.
Oh, if only there was like prophylactics in the world.
She is on the pill, and just keep listening, Anderson. She is on the pill, and since she has been on it a while, we no longer use condoms. What's the chance of her getting pregnant if I come inside her and she's been on birth control for 6 months? Thanks for your advice. Keep up the great work. Matt, age 21. Matt, my darling, I'm so glad you listened to the show, and I'm so glad you emailed me because today is your lucky day. I've got some amazing news for you.
Stats?
She's on the pill.
Yeah.
You can come inside her. It's 99% effective.
I was going to say 99.9 as a joke. Like one of those
it truly
hacky
is.
callbacks.
It truly is 99% effective. You are so good to go. However, so that means you're good. Like, you don't need to wear condoms anymore. She's been on the pill for 6 months. It's 99% effective if you use it correctly. Now, what does this mean? She takes it every single day. She doesn't skip a day. If she skips a day, it drops down to like 91% or 87% effective.
Just one day.
Just one day.
Wow.
If she, or she misses several pills. A lot of chicks is you got to leave it by your bed or wherever you think you're going to, set an alarm on your phone. It's so easy to remember, but she's got to take it correctly.
Put it by your toothbrush.
If you're sick, like if you have diarrhea or you vomit.
What, Emily?
Yeah, no, it's true. It becomes less effective.
Yeah.
Well, it's just true. Sorry, I don't like talking about poop anything, but I'm just trying to give some medical advice here, some technical advice. Right. So, Matt, I'm glad. See, this is what I'm saying. You could have Matt, you're good. And first of all, I love that you're coming together and you're pulling out. Yeah. You're like the miracle couple, and you're 21 and you're engaged. All right.
I'm concerned with it's his only partner ever. That's a little bit troubling. I don't know if this is going to be, go a little length. I know, Matt, you don't want to hear that, but stats will tell you that that's probably a long shot.
I don't know where you're right.
Why not use a condom to try finishing at the same time, unless you don't have as much control, perhaps?
No, but he doesn't need to use the condom.
But why? Maybe she's got diarrhea. You don't know.
No, I'm saying she's on the pill.
Yeah, but maybe it's not less effective because maybe she forgot. Just to be safe, right?
No, right now I'm going to assume we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she's been using it for 6 months and she's fine.
You can take her to a pool. If she gets in the pool, you'll know that she doesn't have diarrhea because you can't go there for 2 weeks.
I'm just saying if she got sick last week and had a stomach ache. But you're fine, Matt. You're totally fine. And you guys, I'm sure you've been tested. You're each other's first couple partners. There's nothing to worry about here. You're 21. So enjoy this and know that I don't know why you're rushing into marriage at 21.
Right. Don't do that. That's a bad move.
I just think you should wait on that.
If she does get pregnant with the 99.9% effect, that kid's badass.
Call Anderson.
Right?
What?
That's gonna be if a kid can bust through like the 99.9%, you're gonna have a sweet ass kid, right? Like that kid needs to be here.
That is true.
So just embrace it.
But then she probably had some sneaky diarrhea she didn't tell him about. I just don't believe that can happen. Whenever it's weird, she got pregnant. She
the signs they have by the pools, where it's like you can't go in this pool if you've had diarrhea in the last 14 days. So like a public pool, so you can take her to the public pool.
Somebody else had diarrhea, and
if she gets in the pool, you'll know for sure that she doesn't. Or she hasn't. See, it's a way to figure it out without asking.
But it's not somewhere everywhere. But I get what you're saying. This is so confusing. But you guys are good. I love to see these are the kind of questions that he's been like, oh my God, and now he's already there.
Right.
So go have some great sex. Happy to
that's
get
an
a
accomplishment
blowjob
to be able to finish at the same time. A lot of couples never ever master that.
They never ever do, especially with condoms on. And he pulls out. They come together and he pulls out. It's a beautiful thing. How
does that work though for the girl? Wouldn't that be kind of tough for her to continue to finish?
Well, maybe she comes and then
So it's like after.
He waits. He's got ejaculatory control.
Not quite at the exact time then. Right? See what I'm saying? He's going to pull out. It's going to.
Yeah, it's a little confusing to me too. But it's
Indiana
really
Jones
well timed.
Thing where you replace the penis immediately with a vibrator.
Right. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's coming and then he pulls out. I hope she's really coming.
I hope so too. Yeah. God
every
knows.
time. I mean,
fake.
I don't know if she's faking it. I don't think she is faking it. Let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. But that's pretty tricky. Mm-hmm. But hey, they got chemistry.
Maybe she's still kind of finishing up because you guys go a little bit longer.
No, they do. We do. We can keep going sometimes when they pull out. It can still keep happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Not always.
Good for you, Matt. Just be careful because I last week we took a call where a guy was wallowing because the relationship ended, right? And he was about 26 after a 4-year relationship. I can see this guy maybe being in a similar situation in 3 years. Just know that, life's long. This might not be the girl forever, and it's okay if it's not. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Be prepared.
Exactly. Be prepared.
When I was that age, I was on my 3rd time that I thought this is the girl I'm going to be with forever. I was only 21, 22, and I thought that for the 3rd time.
I know, and that's why I feel like, is that responsible to tell them that? But the stats show it. You're 21. You don't know yourself at 21. You don't.
I remember hearing that from my first girlfriend. Her parents were telling us that, and I remember saying, "Well, we'll show you," right? And then. I mean, she's such a distant memory now. It was ridiculous. It was puppy love.
I just feel like in your 20s, you don't have as much experience. You just can't because of the age you're at, and you assume it hurts. It's harder. You fall every time, and you think it's not going to happen again. I'll never find anyone like this, and this is amazing because you've never felt it. So you think this must be the one that I need to stay with. Now, some relationships people do get together in their 20s and last for a very long time.
They're from small towns.
Many don't.
In the 50s.
Don't say that necessarily.
1950s small town life.
Okay, another email. Dear Emily, I'm pregnant with my 2nd child, and as my tummy grows, missionary becomes harder. My husband and I enjoy many positions, but my only successful mode at achieving orgasm comes from a specific rhythm and grind with him on top. This is now impossible with my belly. Any suggestions on keeping pregnant sex fun for me? I'm considering toys. Suggestions? Thank you, Jules. Age 30. You had a pregnant wife once. But
I did.
You don't talk about your sex life. So here's the thing. Feel free to jump in. Jules, I love that you are focusing on keeping the sex hot during pregnancy because it's not
different.
Always easy. It's definitely different.
Always good.
But it's important for couples to stay connected. And plus, sex can actually feel better for a lot of women during pregnancy. Not all, but some. And also during pregnancy, your body's level of estrogen, progesterone, all those hormones, they increase your blood flow to your pelvic region.
Makes sense.
Not only that, your breasts. So your breasts can be more sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was just talking to a pregnant friend. She's like, oh my God, my nipples. Every time I'm pregnant, I have like nipple orgasms.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Bonus, right?
Right.
Other things go wrong maybe, but so I get that you love the top, him being on top because you've got your grind down with him on top of you. And that means that you require clitoral stimulation like most women. So when he's on top, he's rocking back and forth. The base of his penis is rubbing against you. And I understand why right now that is not going to work. So you got to look for positions that take all the pressure off of your belly and put it on your clitoris.
Wait, he's on top of her?
Yeah. So she likes missionary. Like a lot of women.
Yeah.
For them, a lot
Especially
of women's
that tip
cowgirl.
that you give, where like the guy goes up a little bit like further on her, and then rubs back and
the
forth.
coital
So it's
alignment technique.
Yeah, that's the one.
The cat. But here's the other thing. I wonder if you've tried cowgirl woman on top or even reverse cowgirl, because when you're on top, you're actually in control of the motion and the depth and the speed. And so while you're on top, you can kind of grind in that same position that you might do when he's on top of you, and he has access to your breasts, which might be very sensitive right now. And that could be really fun. So if you want to still grind, it might take a little bit more practice, but I think this is a good time to experiment with new positions if you know, because here's the thing. We get set in our ways. We're like, I can only come in this position, but I think you're going to be surprised to learn through pregnancy or whatever it is that pushed you to this, that you can come in other ways. So if you can get out of your head that it's not going to happen, because a lot of us think, well, this just won't happen. This won't work. But you're asking me the question. Mm-hmm. So I think cowgirl is great because you are putting that pressure on your clitoris. Right. And instead of doing the bouncing up and down thing, as we see a lot in porn and stuff like that, rock back and forth and pay special attention to your clitoris as you're like moving against his pubic bone. And also you asked about toys. I'd say with any of these positions, I'm going to tell you a few, but you definitely use a toy. Like for sure. It's a great time to use them, and you'll definitely have an orgasm. Clitoral stimulation. I like the FT London. This is one of our new sponsors, and it's only because I literally have known the guy who made these toys. It was called Fun Toys. They just changed their name. I'm obsessed with all of his toys, and I've been friends with them. I met him 5 years ago at a toy show, and his toys are killer. So it's a C ring, goes around your finger, right? It looks like it's shaped like a C. It's not a cock ring, but you wear it like a finger vibe, and it's powerful and it's waterproof, and he can wear it on his hand. And it becomes a vibrator, or you wear it in your hand. I'm showing you my finger.
Like a little mini RoboCop.
Yes, and it kind of can fit anywhere your finger goes. So you can just like rub it on your... It's amazing.
I like it. They should call it RoboCock.
RoboCock?
Yeah.
The movie they should call that?
Well, no, because your finger's like half bionic and half like actual organic, like RoboCop was. So
RoboCock?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll email him.
Yeah, give him a shot.
Also, the Mystic Wand vibe is amazing because it's like curved, and so it's ergonomic and it's easy to get around your belly.
Right.
I'm not saying you're fat. Get around your belly when you're pregnant.
Got a big belly.
I know. Yeah. I'm just kidding because you get sensitive when you think I say you're fat.
Right.
The Mystic Wand is cool. It's by Vibratex, and I love it. It's actually one of the best toys I think that came out last year. I think I've talked about it on the show. It's rechargeable, waterproof, friggin' strong. It's awesome.
What about the suction cup one that you've talked about? That sounds like it might work for her.
The womanizer.
Yeah.
The womanizer actually is a great one, but I kind of think of it as like a solo thing because you really have to like cup it around your clitoris. It's not so great for the grinding and the moving around because it like gives your clitoris little butterfly kisses. It's heaven. Pleasure technology. It's brilliant. But I would say that's what I would try. And then for other positions, for pregnant sex, also you could do reverse cowgirl, same kind of thing. Edge of couch missionary. So here's the other way you can kind of cheat missionary is if you lay back on the couch with your or your bed and your legs are coming off the bed and your partner stands in between your legs. So in this position, you can use your hands or a toy to stimulate the clitoris while he does most of the work. So if you see what I'm saying, you can even just Google like edge of couch missionary, but like You're still laying flat. You're still getting the missionary thing. You might need a little extra stim, but that could work too until week 20. And then doctors recommend avoiding this position. Scissors position.
Scissors.
Yeah. Picture it like you're both lying on the bed.
Just picturing where his leg goes with that belly.
Yeah. Well, it works. So he
Careful.
could be on the
Careful
bottom.
of kneeing the belly there.
Spooning, lying on your side, amazing. Takes the pressure off when you wake up in the morning, whatever. It's easy. It's an intimate position. A lot of couples are very connected in spooning position. And
did she say how far down the pregnancy road
she
is?
She didn't.
No,
she did not. Well, tell me about.
They encourage it. I didn't know this until I had a pregnant wife. But they actually, when I say they, I mean like medical staff and your handlers encourage you to have more sex, like especially in the
the
last
third trimester.
part of the third trimester, because it a lot of time it induces labor. So there's that.
Do you? And
you like plunge the kid out of there.
Did you feel? And that's weird because that's typically when maybe you think for the guy it could be stranger to have sex.
It's a little more different. I wouldn't say it's awful by any stretch.
No, you wouldn't say that.
No, well, I mean, it really isn't. It's not. It's very, very different because you've never, especially if it's a first go round. It's weird seeing your wife so different, but. I've heard over the years too, going back to Loveline, and Drew used to call one of God's little jokes, and that's towards the end of the third trimester, women get a little more frisky.
Right, they want sex more,
and that could be because it doesn't induce labor sometimes, and that's the way. We actually we went to a place that has this salad dressing that's supposed to make everyone give birth.
What?
Real thing?
Even if you're not pregnant?
No. For pregnant ladies, yes.
Just
and we went.
Birth, like what is some roadside?
And she went into labor the next morning. But I think that a lot of that has to do with women who are really tired of being pregnant because they're like 3 or 4 days past their due date, and then they go there and then magically they give birth. Right. You know what I mean? But we went there. We got the balsamic dressing. It's
a
like
good marketing gimmick.
Over in cold water or
seriously,
cold
like
water.
Do people like go and they can droves?
I'll show you the reviews after the show. But yeah,
they made that up.
Maybe it's genius.
What would be in it that would be healthy at all to induce
like
it? Why wouldn't they sell it at like Safeway?
Maybe they will one day.
That's true.
Safeway. We don't even have Safeways out here in Southern California.
We don't?
No.
I don't know. It's a San Francisco.
Like they're like the parent company of like the smaller ones.
I don't know. What do we have here? Vons.
We have Vons and Ralph's.
I don't go
Sprouts. Whole Foods. You probably go to Whole Foods.
No.
Really?
Whole Foods is just such a disappointment.
Is it?
Yes, it's just it's expensive, and you leave there and you've just spent like $100 and you've got nothing to eat, and I just think it's overrated and overpriced, and I don't love it.
Yeah, neither do I.
And I truly am just going to do Blue Apron from now on for the rest of my goddamn life.
You could.
Because I always have food.
You could survive on Blue Apron.
Here's the other thing. And not that I don't eat. I do eat. People think, oh, you're small. You don't eat. The meals last you like 2-3 days. Like it's enough for what they say is for one serving can last for 2 people.
I usually portion them out, so it's 3 servings per meal per recipe.
So they're generous as well.
Was that just a little bonus, or are we actually doing a read here?
No.
Okay.
Oh no. Yeah. Go to sex with what is it? blueapron.com/sexwithemily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get one of those free meals. You get like 3 free meals. No, I'm just talking about it because it's like my new thing.
It's great too. Like if you're in a new relationship and you're not really sure what to do, and Netflixing and chilling isn't going, or it's a good thing to do with somebody else, whether it's your mom or like a new girlfriend or boyfriend.
Cooking.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's best to be Blue Apron because you can just follow it,
and you can get 3 free meals if you check it. Okay, but here's the deal. What are you Netflixing on right now? Anything new? Like I got my TV set up and speakers, and I'd like to watch something today.
On Netflix. Have you seen Stranger Things yet? It's a little old, but I bet you would enjoy that.
No, but that's on my list.
All right, watch that.
Okay.
Boom. Done.
Thank you. I've been meaning to ask you. And movies. We'll get to that after. Or we can listen to your podcast.
Yes. Film Vault Cinematics. Yes.
Okay. How about an anal sex question?
Right on the dovetailing out of Cinematics and Film Vault? Sure. Yeah. Let's go to anal.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, that means people were paying attention too. Because when you say anal, everyone's ears perk up. Hi, Emily. I'm a big fan of the show.
We should just name all shows.
I know. Anal
Sex with Emily. Well, that works too well, so that doesn't. Anal sex
with Emily.
But I was like, anal the Film Vault. Anal Cinematics.
Do you know how awkward it is, though, saying to people, like, what do you do? I don't have, like, the one-word answer of what I do. But, like, I host a show.
Do a relationship show.
That's what my mom tells everybody.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to say sex. Whatever, Mom. They'll Google me. Okay, anal. Emily, big fan of the show. Thanks for doing what you do. It's awesome to listen to a show so free and open about all things sex and relationships. My question is about anal sex. My partner has hinted a few times that she may be interested in trying anal. I'm really unsure how to bring it up with her in a way that won't make her feel uncomfortable. I'm also unsure how the hygiene side goes with anal. Like, how do you prepare for it? Also, If my partner is interested, is there anything she can do to help her not have a bad experience? I've heard it can be quite painful. I want it to be comfortable and enjoy our time together. Thanks again, all the way from Australia, Sam, age 19. He's getting on the anal train.
Hoping to
get on the anal train. God, this is such a long... We've also... Check out our website. We've got a lot of great tips and articles and blog posts and stuff about anal sex. We've done full shows on anal, but let me give you some pointers here.
And when you're done, Cloris Leachman, famous older actress,
right? I know she is.
had some great advice, which I heard once, and I will give that
about anal.
Yes.
Okay, please. That would be the nice icing on
Cloris
the anal cake.
Cloris Leachman will weigh in at the end.
Okay, perfect. I love that you know that she's on board, and venturing into anal can be super overwhelming. So here's the hygiene thing. Yeah, take a shower. Make sure you clean the whole area and make sure that stuff's cleaned out of there. I mean, you could do some kind of enema if you'd like to. I don't recommend using the vinegar. If you buy a store-bought enema, take it out and put water in it, squeeze out all the vinegar stuff in it and fill it with water. But you really probably don't have to. Make sure you've passed your bowels recently. But you're not even there yet. Here's the thing, Sam. You're not there yet. She says she might be down with anal, but you've never done it. Gotta take this slow, okay? Because you're right, Sam. You're right. It is painful. A lot of women have a lot of pain the first time because it's done incorrectly. Meaning, perhaps, drunk, they have it really quickly. They don't use lube. The partner doesn't use lube. Lube is so important. They just shove it in. They're screaming bloody murder.
Murdy works from this because
they tense up.
Sounds like Murdy.
And it hurts. And it's painful. So let's just do this right the first time. Start to explore. When you're fooling around there and you're going down on her, you could start to take your finger and rub it over her anus. Over it with the opening with your finger. There's a lot of sensitive nerve endings there. And just see how that feels to her. You don't want to just stick your finger in. And you definitely just want to stick your penis in. So you always want to start off small and just see how that goes. Try that for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then you could stick your pinky in. But again, you always want to use lube. It's very important. She wants to breathe. Your nails are cut. She has to breathe. Foreplay is important. You want her to be turned on. You want to be turned on. I'm sure you already are turned on. But even if you want to start with anal, it really helps if she already has an orgasm, if she's relaxed. Because the thing is, another reason why it's painful for women is because we tense up and we hold our breath.
Everyone does. When you get scared, you do that. People talk about it.
Yeah, I just got scared. I'm tensing here. Right. Yeah. Not a good time. No, I didn't really. But we do that. And you don't realize that actually breathing relaxes your sphincter muscles and truly allows you to have a more pleasant experience. Lube is your best friend. If you don't have lube by your bed, just buy some now. Joe Premium Silicone Lube is great. With condom, use that during anal. And just she's got to relax and breathe, you got to use lube and you got to go slow. So I would say you can get some butt plugs and experiment with your fingers, your pinkies, and then pinky, and build up to it over time. And slow it down because you're 19. She's just interested. It doesn't matter that you're 19. Just anyone should slow it down when they're trying. And then build.
Came up. I wonder how that came up.
He was like, hey, I want anal, do you? And she said, maybe.
Were you guys hammered? Were you out looking at the Dead Barrier Reef, having a moment? And I wonder how that came up. I wish we had the full story. It comes up all the
time. I know. That's why it's good to have callers. Sam,
so
you could call in.
Casual, anal? You down?
Yeah, anal.
Butt play? You into that?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I might be. I don't really know what it means.
They listen to the Butthole Surfers and yes.
Dude, I don't know. But it came up and he's psyched. So I'm glad you asked the questions because you don't want to be the one who, ruins her anal for life.
Cloris Leachman, you would never guess it would come from her, but she was a very old actress and older actress, one of the older actresses we ever had, actors of any, male or female on Loveline. She said, out of the blue, she was talking about anal, and she was saying that the woman should push out. It seems very, once again, counterintuitive, but she should push out push out a little bit.
That makes sense. Kind of bear down.
Yeah, bear down a little bit, almost like you're giving birth. She was
really just kind of speaking up, but were you like, what? Cloris Leachman?
I was shocked that, Cloris Leachman, she's like,
I'll answer this anal question, Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'd expect it from the half of the porn stars that we had on. We had the anal queen of the year on, and I would expect it from her.
She was mute.
Not Cloris, though. Yeah.
I love that's good too. You should bear down and take it easy. So I think those are all really good things. Foreplay, warm her up, lube. Use lube with whatever you do, guys.
Use
lube on your nipples.
Lube with cooking.
Use lube on your clitoris. Yeah. Use lube when you cook. Use lube with your blowjobs. Happy steak and blowjob day. Give a blowjob. Save a blowjob.
Give a blowjob. Save a blowjob. Is he trying
to
equate it with the whales?
Kind of. Yeah.
The horror that's happening with the poor whales?
I don't know.
The blowjob? I appreciate that.
Yeah. Save a blowjob for someone you love.
Yes.
And make a steak. And I hope you have many blowjobs or at least a steak today, Anderson.
Oh, that's nice. Not at the same time.
Thank you for being
though,
here.
Once again,
I
full
don't know.
circle.
I think you should brush your teeth and separate them out. This was fun.
Does
though.
she get steak at all?
If she let her eat steak. If she wants
she can
steak.
have some.
She can have steak. And I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not saying you got to force but any holiday that's about sex, I'm down.
You're into it. Yeah. What other sexual holidays are there? I guess Valentine's Day kind of is.
Yeah, well, this is like the reaction. Like, hey, we got you flowers and candy.
National Porn Day. Is there a day?
Not yet. I'm sure there will be.
Oh, there is
a National Porn Day. I wonder who made that one up.
I wonder what day
the porn companies.
Yeah.
I think every day is porn day. For many people.
For a lot of people, it is, yeah.
Yeah. So has your porn interest changed since you've had a baby?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think about it nearly as much. I don't have time.
No time for masturbation.
Yeah. I mean, I have no time for very much at all.
Do you wake up then? Then you do probably wake up and you're so
like
tired.
You said earlier, I think on this show or last,
yeah.
it occurred to you like, oh, it's been a while. Like that's kind of where I'm at. It's like,
dude.
And
when you do, though, it feels good, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had time to do anything. So yeah,
you do it in the car on the way to
the whole asexual thing. I might try and knock one out over on my way to the film vault right now. Yeah. Dealing with my co-host.
Good. It releases a lot.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
I feel like my whole world changed. My eyes cleared up. I was like, my cold went away.
Did it really?
Yeah. No,
really? You're so holistic. Look at you.
No, I'm not. But it does help. Masturbation helps everything. Masturbation makes the world go round. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, it's really great to see you.
It's good to see you.
And everyone can find you at Anderson Cowan.
AndersonCowan.com. COWAN.
And all your podcasts and your movies
the
and
Film
your
Vault,
ventures.
After Disaster, Cinematics, yes.
True. Thank you for being here. And thank you, everybody, for shopping at my store, too, on my website. Check that out, everything out on Sex with Emily. And thank you for listening. And thank you to my whole team. I love you. And thanks again. Yeah, thanks for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.